How's it going, everyone? Welcome to the first episode of randomcast. This is the obviously online version. I am the host, Random, also known as John. This is my second host, Gizmo,
Howdy.
also known as Bailey, because I don't like saying Gizmo.
Yeah,
And yeah, this is the first episode of a numberless
hope,
series. Hopefully, it turns into a series. This would be nice if it actually went somewhere.
it would be.
Yeah. This sort of episode's going to be just us introducing ourselves, and then whenever we bring new people on, we'd introduce them as well. So it's going to be
hopefully later on down the track when we bring a bunch of people in, you guys will understand who they are, and we won't have to reintroduce them. For like the 800th time.
Yeah. Yeah. As you may know, there's two versions of this podcast. There's the online and offline. This is currently an online one. We don't currently have a set date for an offline one. Got to get around to making a set and all that, which requires like a couch net, which I don't have yet.
We still have to get a few things in place before we can start doing the offline podcast, but we will hopefully get onto that soon.
Yeah, we also got to figure out a proper intro for this.
Yeah,
I'll figure that out at a later date. This is just the beginning, sort of finding our bearing, sort of thing.
It just little throw off right now. When doing this, it reminds me of the RT podcast. You're like Gus, and I'm like Bernie, because Gus is like the host, but he just struggles for a bit.
Yeah, that's the other thing as well you'll find with this. It'll probably be Bailey talking most of it, because I do struggle with the spoken.
I'm happy to just say stuff, and if it rolls, it rolls. If it doesn't, then I'll make it roll. I'll figure something out. Yeah. So if this is John Random Craft's podcast, but I'll probably be doing a bunch of announcing, and if we ever get to it, then I'll do like little ad libs and stuff like that.
I kind of want this to be like a combination of the RT podcast. Well, it's going to be its own podcast, but I want it to be sort of a combination of the RT podcast as well as the pubcast. Kindle Walker. I'm probably going to be a bit like him because I can't record without having a drink of some sort.
I'm completely sober, so where was my drink in this?
In the fridge.
Oh, okay. I mean, I've got a bottle of vodka like just next to my bed. I kid you not, I'm hiding it in a in a like a fitness bag. Shows how well I'm doing with life.
Yeah, I don't have any at the moment. Well, I have beers. I'm drinking a bit of that lately.
Yeah, I'm surprised you're drinking beers.
Yeah,
that genuinely threw me off. I did not expect to hear you drinking beers.
Yeah.
Speaking of drinking, I don't know if I told you, but I probably did about the bad experience I had on Friday.
What?
I went out to a party and I couldn't drink, but my friend who drank way too much ended up throwing outside the window of my car while driving.
Oh, I didn't hear this one.
And then I had as I was leaving, one of my other friends, she was plastered. She could not walk properly. She was meant to catch the train, and I was like, no. I'm the sober driver. I will drive you to the place. Just, safety reasons. And then she's not having a part of it, and I was like, whatever. And then one of the other girls that was there handed me her phone. And I was like, all right, well, I'm just going to go sit in the car and I've got her phone. So if she wants it, she has to come to the car. And as I took a step outside the door, she jumped onto my back. The best way I can explain it is like in Left 4 Dead 2, the jockeys. That's the best way I could explain it. And because I recently, the week prior, I had dislocated my knee. When she jumped on my back, I thought, oh, I can hold the weight. I'm pretty good with that. And then she kind of kicked my knee out, and it popped my knee out, and I collapsed in a garden.
Oh, that's why your knee's stuffed.
Yeah, like you remember, like I was I was busted. I'm a broken man. And it's funny because it's my old good knee, so I've got two bad knees now.
Like me with my ankles.
So,
I went swimming the other day at the swimming center. And
insert clip of John going under the pole things.
Yeah,
that was great.
I couldn't swim by the end of it. I couldn't tread water because my ankles were they were that sore. Like I couldn't extend my leg and swim normally. I had to like stiffen my feet and try and swim that way, which just doesn't work.
Yeah. I mean, I don't mind swimming, and swimming, I love swimming now. I didn't appreciate it back like 4 years ago, but going a year and a half without being able to like go in water, it makes you live differently, man. It's
I've always
you will, oh, it's great.
Yeah, I've always loved swimming. It's always been one of those things. I've been a water boy like whole life. Like my mum would hate it because we'd be at the beach and be like, all right, you have 5 minutes. Yeah, I'd get out
3 hours later,
basically, because I'll find
6
ways.
months later,
I'll find ways to stay in the water as long as humanly possible without being dragged out.
Oh no, Mum, a shark's got my leg. I can't get out for the next 20 minutes.
Oh no,
I'm sorry.
I can't swim properly. I guess I'll just stay here.
Oh no, I'm retarded. Just start drowning.
Yeah, with the yeah.
You really don't know where to go with this, do you?
No. Trying to figure out
I reckon
I'm trying to figure out how to segue it back to the drinking thing. So I went to a party on Friday.
You mentioned
Friday,
you
Saturday.
mentioned it, but you never explained it.
What?
Oh, you mentioned it. Wasn't it a coworker's birthday party?
Yeah.
Well, tell us about that. What? How much did you drink?
I think I only had 3 or 4 beers, but they were full. I don't know what I don't know what the terminology is. They were like not. I think full strength beers. I don't know.
Okay, yeah. Were that Coronas?
I think so.
That was a car.
Yeah, I know.
Sorry, I gotta say now in the podcast, I live next to not necessarily a highway. It's a road, but it's 80 along here. So occasionally you'll hear a car or a truck fly by, and I can't have my fan on during recording because it just makes way too much noise. So I have to have my window open, and because of that, you'll hear cars. So I want to apologize in advance.
It's a trade-off. You either hear cars or you hear fan. At least a car, it's every now and then.
Yeah.
But yeah, with the I didn't drink much, but it doesn't take much for me to go tipsy.
He's a lightweight.
A little bit. Like nothing bad happened, but I think it was a first experience.
Give it 9 months.
What? No.
It took you a little bit then, didn't you?
They were all like 30 plus. I wasn't the youngest person.
I don't know
that
what you're into, man.
The guy who I was celebrating a 50th.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you were invited.
Yeah.
You said yes.
Well, my other coworkers were invited, but none of them came, so it was kind of just me by myself at this coworker's party and surrounded by his family, and I'm like, "Hi, I work with him."
I'm sorry, sneezing. Yeah, you just lay that one guy in the corner, like, yeah, no, I'm here.
Yeah, I exist.
Yeah, I'm alone.
Because I don't really like talking too much to people that are new. So
sorry, I'm having to lean away to sneeze. I don't know why I'm sneezing now.
It's like that really old. That just reminded me of that really old video. It's like the Chocolate Rain video. He'd move away.
Yeah,
from
when
the
he
mic
breathed away to breathe.
Yeah. Speaking of that, I actually got a piano today. I can't play it because it needs to be plugged in, but yeah, I got
Chocolate Rain. Sorry, now you got that stuck in my head.
It has a pitch wheel on the piano, and I thought I had to program it, but I loaded it up, got it all
You've
running.
gone. I can't hear you now.
Really? You?
No. Say
What?
something.
What's going on?
I couldn't hear you for a second.
Yeah, you for the past like 5 minutes, my end through Discord, you've been roboticking and like time skipping. Like I'll hear you,
Oh, really?
then you'll stop, and then I'll hear everything within that short period of time, within like a second. It's like, okay, I can't understand, but we'll just keep going.
Yeah, you were fine for me until then. You just went quiet for like 10 seconds.
Australia's internet, everybody, the most fantastic thing of all time.
When everyone hates Telstra, but it's the only decent one out of like the 6.
Because
so everyone just goes with it.
Because they own everything.
They own everything. Yeah.
I'm actually the owner of the house, like the owner of the house that we're currently at. They came by today, so yeah, because the house has some very large cracks in it, and they need to come out to inspect it and that, and they're tallying up how much it's gonna. They've got a builder out tallying up how much it's gonna cost to fix the house, and the owner was like, "So do you want to buy the house?" Or we're like, nah.
Oh.
What I also found out as well is we found the person that we need to contact to get that thing installed in the wall, because I want to run a satellite cable from the router, which is in the kitchen, all the way into my studio office, so I can have I think it's like Ethernet to coax adapters, so I can have the coax through the roof, and then I can essentially have a direct line connection from the router to my PC. Because I have PoE at the moment, but it likes to just randomly cut out, which isn't very fun.
Yeah, I'm just on Wi-Fi, and I'm hating it.
I
can't record or stream or anything.
I found one half of a PoE thing, so if I find the other one, I'll throw it at you.
Yeah, don't actually throw it at me because I will hurt. But I mean, like, if you just chuck it my way and it lands before hitting me, I'll just throw
it through your window, drive by, throw it.
You could though, but you don't have your peas. That was really mean. I didn't mean to attack you there.
Just get my mum to drive me.
Why are we going past Bailey's house? So I can chuck this through his window.
Oh.
Okay.
It's
just a bomb.
So the piano that I got today, we got it from JB Hi-Fi, but not the one.
How much?
330.
That's not bad.
But we didn't get it from our JB Hi-Fi.
Oh, did you have to go south?
Nah.
Down? No.
We went north.
We went north?
Yeah, we went to what's it called?
Just Sunny Coast?
It was on the sunny coast.
I think I know what you're talking about.
It's K something.
Calandra?
No.
Wait, that's a C. Don't mind me. Just yeah, I know the place you're talking about.
It is. Oh, it's actually.
Are you actually
there.
Googling it?
Maybe. It is
actually.
Koana. There we go. Koana Shopping Center.
Koana. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's like an hour's
That's
drive.
That's near Koana Waters.
Yeah.
Car, be quiet. Sorry.
Yeah, so we had to drive all the way up to Koana this afternoon, pick up a keyboard.
Did you drive or did your mum?
I drove there and then mum drove home.
You were too busy, like, stroking your new
keyboard.
I
tried to take it out in the back of the car, but this car was too small and couldn't get it out. Also, I need a computer to use it.
You got blue back?
Yeah. We took blue because it had more fuel.
Yeah, fair.
Yeah.
Speaking of fuel, Marcus was like, "Oh, if you come to D&D today, I'll chuck you a solid 50." I was like, 50. I mean, if I didn't have a busted knee, I'd absolutely be down. But problem is, it is my driving knee.
I was about to say, why don't you use the other knee?
Yes, I'm gonna drive with my left foot.
Yeah,
which is also my bad leg.
it's an auto.
Yeah, but it's weird, dude. I've occasionally used the brake with my left foot, and it is so weird. It's just it doesn't feel right at all.
Hmm.
Like it's just something that you should never have to do.
Yeah. I just realized. Wait, no, it's a bad idea. Never mind. I was about to say we're in a podcast chat. Someone could just join if they have the role, and I was thinking it'd make for a good meme if they joined and just. Because there's other podcasts that I watch and they do on Discord and people just randomly join and mess up the podcast. But if they were to do it to us, we wouldn't be able to hear them because we're not recording it.
Yeah, they wouldn't be able to hear.
And then I thought, oh, why don't I just record the Discord chat as well? But then I realized that's a bad idea because our internet, you've been robotic like most of this.
Yeah, so to me, you've been fine. So,
yeah.
I reckon my internet's actually doing good for once.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just really bad.
As I say that, it goes down to the yellow bars. Fuck.
I don't know. Mine randomly just drops to the red.
Yeah, mine drops to yellow now. It used to drop to red, but it's just yellow. Oh, so all right. Speaking of internet connection, right? I played CS earlier today, and it's been a while. It's been a hot minute, and I played with Mitchell. Who's a person that will get on the online podcast in a few weeks or so.
I call him None.
But yeah, you call him None, but I call him Mitchell because I just...
You call people by their actual name, I call them by their screen name.
No. I call some people by their actual name. Like, there's Farah. I don't call Farah by his real name. I call Mitchell his. I call Toby, but his name's Brandon, which is another long story, and we'll explain that later on. He's actually got a podcast as well. We'll figure out where that is and maybe link it. And yeah, there's a bunch of people that I call by the screen names, but it's just you and Mitchell that I can't call by your screen names. It's just weird. But anyway, we were playing CS earlier today, and first time in a while, and I was like, yeah, I'm gonna be absolute trash. But I load up the game, and this is the first time I've actually played it on my new setup because I rearranged my room and I've got 3 monitors now. I was averaging 300 frames a second, and I was not ready for it. It just looked like you know those B-hop montages? Like how smooth they are?
The thing is, though, all you did was add a monitor, right? And move it around.
Yep.
That should not have affected your frames whatsoever.
I know. That's why I'm freaking out. I'm getting 300 frames average.
How many were you getting before?
Like, I was averaging, I was lucky to get over 220.
Okay.
So going to 300?
Yeah.
It makes me feel like I'm actually in a B-hop montage. And so we played a comp game on Mirage, and I was like, it was the third round, and I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna buy a Deagle because why not? I've got 2,560 kills on there. Not to brag, not to flex or anything, but yeah.
We'd flex, but okay.
And I go B, and I'm like, shit, they're pushing. I'm gonna miss every shot. I guarantee it. I hit a running 1 dig, and then I 1 dig another guy, and then I pick up the AK and spray down 2 more, and I was like, oh, I am a god. And then I do that about 3 more times later in the game, and I felt like an actual pro player. It probably wasn't even that great, but in the moment, I felt like a god.
Yeah.
It was great. It was the first time I've actually enjoyed a comp game in a while.
I haven't played it in a bit. I played with Peps the other day, and his
Didn't
people.
you play with me, Toby, and Mitchell, a while ago?
I think so.
We played on Train, and you were complaining because we played Train.
Yeah.
And it was poo poo.
Yeah. I've been playing.
Match.
I've been playing around a bit with other people, and
you're cheating on me.
I'm so sorry, but the games have been fun. Because
what?
Because
okay, no, I'm offended.
I think Peps is Nova 2. Then there's a couple other that are like SEM Nova 1-ish. And
hey, look, I should be Nova.
I know. I should be like Nova 3, considering
I
I've
should
been
be
Nova
Nova. I
1.
should be Nova 2.
I've been Nova 1 5 times.
I've been Nova 1 3 times. I mean, that still counts as on. How many hours do you have, though, on CS?
900.
I've got 800 and... Hang on, I actually need the exact amount right now. I've got 857. And I've been Nova 1 3 times.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I'm not trash. I'm just dyslexic.
It's just the matchmaking. It's just the matchmaking that's BS.
I blame Mitchell.
I blame the matchmaking.
I blame my friends. That's why I only play with cute people. Cute people. Wait. I play with friends, so that way if I lose, I can blame them. That's my strat. The strat to life.
I've kind of given up again on my rank now. And now
you say that, but then like 3 matches in, you'll be like, I need to get to Nova 2. And just...
Well, I now just play for hops and kills basically. I've given up trying to be pro. I'll just do what all the other B hops players do and just D rank and just destroy.
I mean, if you D rank, you might rank up a bit more.
I think if I made a new account, I'd probably rank up.
See, I'm tempted to make a new account and play CS:GO on that. But I just can't be bothered buying it again.
I made an alt account like a year or 2 ago, and I found it the other day. I don't know what the password was, but I found it because my neighbor got a new computer, and so I friended him on Steam. So by searching myself on Google, and my alt account came up as the first result. I'm like, hang on, what? So
funny that.
Yeah, that was fun. But yeah, all this time I've complained about smurfing, but if you can't beat him, you might as well join him.
No, I just don't bother. Switching topics. Apex Legends, that's one of the biggest battle royale games or biggest games at the moment. It's spiked above. What was it?
Yes, let's jump on the hype train.
No, I'm not saying hype. It's gotten more plays in the first how long? It was the first few months. It got more plays than Blackout, I think it was.
There was a picture. It was a screenshot of a point in time where one Apex Legends stream had more viewers than the entirety of Overwatch on Twitch.
Yes, I remember seeing that.
I'm like
that's what I mean. It's such a big game. Well, not necessarily a big game. It's such a.
They still need to add double jump and wall running for all characters.
Okay, so let's talk about the pros and cons. All right, we'll start with the pros. I love the fact that they used like Respawn used the same weapons from Titanfall. Like it just made like those. It brings back that nostalgia for Titanfall 2 players, and
I love how they brought back the Titans as well.
That's a con. They didn't bring any Titans. They say it's in the Titanfall universe, but like the whole the situation with Wraith, that's something that just I don't get. Like, how does someone like Wraith exist in the Titanfall 2 universe? Like, I can understand with the in Titanfall 2, if you haven't played it, then get the fucking game and play it, because if you haven't already, then what the hell is wrong with you?
Titanfall 2 has apparently been growing.
Yeah?
Apparently, like a lot more, like there's apparently big streamers that have started playing Titanfall 2 instead of Apex now.
Well, okay. Well, if you haven't played the game, then spoiler alert, in the mission where you get the time machine and you go back in time, and you go back and forth in time to get through the level. One of the best missions I found enjoyable. But anyway, that power being used by Wraith, I guess I could see that, like slipping into a different dimension, then moving around and then coming back. But she doesn't use a device for that. It's embedded in her. That's the thing I don't get. Like, but anyway, my favorite character is Octane. He is hilarious. Like, the
he's
whole
the Junkrat
robotic
of
Yeah, he's so, like, imagine a Spanish man with robotic legs on speed. That's
Jump rat.
literally the best. That's literally the best way to explain him.
Yeah. I like
Um,
Pathfinder's my
it-
main purely because it has
mm.
the one thing from Titanfall I liked, and it's the grapple.
See, when I played Titanfall 2, I the class with STEM,
Yeah.
I hated that. I was like, what's the point of this when you got a grapple? But now the grapple it's still great. When I can't play Octane, I play Pathfinder. If I can't play Pathfinder, then I'll play Mirage. It's just having Octane now with the jump boost as well, throwing down like a jump mat is actually so helpful. Like, I love it. It just adds up more fun. They don't have double jump, which is something that annoys me, but I can understand why they don't have it.
It annoys me more as someone who plays Pathfinder because the grapple doesn't have a certain reach. If they added like a meter or two more to it, it would be a lot better. Because you'd
Yeah.
think, oh, I can grapple that. Like from Titanfall 2, like the distance, you'd
Yeah,
think,
you'd
oh,
think, like-
I could grapple that. But no. So you have to get right up to it. And then when you do grapple, you don't have a double jump, meaning the actual, like, you have to. It's really hard to get on top of things with the grapple because you just hit it and you slide up, but you don't have enough momentum to
Yeah.
go forward because you've already hit it. When with the double jump, it allows you to rearrange where you are midair. It also makes.
See, this is what
Yeah.
if I could have like a group, like if I got 3 people, the best ideal class would be having an Octane, a Pathfinder, and then literally anyone else. Because my reason being for that is if Octane throws down a jump mat and the Pathfinder hits it going forwards, but there's a tree or something to the right, you grapple onto that, you actually swing around and launch yourself further. I've tested this out with who was it? I tested this out with a friend anyway, and it works, and it is so helpful because you can still do the swings, but you have to do it on an angle, and it's just so annoying, but it still works and it's still in the game. I just wish they had wall running.
Yeah. Well, wall running would make slide hopping like actually function.
Yeah, slide hopping, it's kind of doable. Not really, but it kind of is. But
I also hate it how if you
really
hit. I also hate it how if you hit the ground at too steep of an angle, you lose all your momentum. That's another thing that pisses me off.
I've been able to land. Well, I mean, if I'm jumping off like one of the big buildings, I land. I stop on momentum, which is fair enough. But with Octane's jump mat, when you land and you crouch at the right time, you actually gain more speed. It's actually really good.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I should probably play it a bit more before I continue complaining, but I'm going to continue to complain.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I've been trying to get you to play with me. It's not Titanfall, but it's set in the Titanfall universe. But it's still a completely different game with different elements in it.
Do you imagine if they had? Could you imagine if they took the map? Could you imagine if they took the map from Apex and put it in Titanfall 2? Imagine if they had Titanfall 2 and they just added a battle royale with that map. So you have all the Titans, you have all of your weapons still, you have all of the
that would
stim stuff.
Like, imagine, all right. Here's a picture, right? Titanfall 2 gets the battle royale. Everything is still the same. You still get like the grapple, the double jump, everything. You can call in a Titan once you get 10 kills.
Yeah.
Now that's a challenge. There's also like the only reason why you can get 10 kills is once you kill them and their death box appears, you have to pick up their banner, so that way they can't be respawned, and you get that kill confirmed. And then once you get 10 kills, you can call in a Titan. Like that's an actual like kind of thing. Because like obviously the Titans would be overpowered, but having like only one person can get in it, and they're not as strong. Like it's like a really shitty Titan. Yeah.
What I'm thinking.
I am thinking. I am thinking.
I am thinking.
I am thinking.
Oh, come on. I was just thinking about it. What happened?
You're not doing too well tonight, are you?
Nah. This week's been just nuts. Oh, come on. What was I thinking? Titanfall 2, Apex, Battle Royale. Yes, that's right. So, the reason why Titanfall 2 was one of the other reasons why Titanfall 2 was really good is because it gave you control of the third axis. It gave you control of height. That's what wall running and double jump did, was it made it that anyone could go high and take advantage of heights.
Yes,
with Apex,
that's something Apex doesn't do.
With Apex,
and that's annoying me.
It's 2D. You're stuck on the ground. You can't wall run. You can't slide hop as well. There's no wall running. There's no real easy way to get up high. Sure, you can run up walls, but only for a certain thing. And you do have a grapple, but you can't get anywhere.
You can run up walls as every character. It's just you can't run up too high.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
And even then, it takes forever. Like, you'd think you get like to the edge, and then you take forever to mantle over.
Literally, if they added double jump and wall running, I think Apex would be a great game. I think Apex would be the peak game if they added wall running, and because it has everything. It has all of the weapons. It has all of the different stuff. It's just
even if they only made double jump available for Pathfinder as a robot, like you'd think something like that would be. You could do something like that, but because they didn't, and like his passive ability is to if he gets to one of those things, one of the machines, he can find out where the next ring is, which is pretty cool. I mean, like if you're a really supportive team player, but I reckon if they replaced that with a second jump, and they made that third axis, like you could use that, then
like a cooldown on the double jump.
Yeah, like a cooldown, like every
like you can fly. The thing is way that you can like fly off something if you have a certain thing. I don't know. I haven't really played it that much.
If there's like they need to add a second jump for Pathfinder, and they need to add just an extra meter or two on the grapple. That's my opinion, though.
That would make Pathfinder the greatest, but then they also need to add wall running.
It would make like wall running is great, but I reckon that could be something later on. But the reason why I say that is because like Pathfinder would be really good, but then again you got to think only one person in the team can play him, and like having the double jump, the grapple, and everything would make his momentum probably to the same level as Octane's, which is fine. They need speed characters as well because they've got Gibraltar and they've got Catalyst.
That would he'd be really good for like
flanks and stuff.
He'd be good for 3 people who like to flank, snipers and up in your face characters, because you can go from the back of the pack, slingshot yourself into the middle of it, or you can just slingshot and make your way around, or you can get up to a high place and just snorky doink people.
Snorky doink with a Kraber.
Yes.
But yeah, that's what I reckon they need to do. Like, if they did that, the game would be set. In all honesty, like it doesn't take much, but it's just the little details that will go a long way.
But then it'd be too much like Titanfall, and then people complain that it's not Titanfall.
I mean, it's similar. It's not the same. It's similar, and I mean, you can't really complain because they own Titanfall too as well. Yeah. So like, they can't complain like, "Oh, similar to Titanfall." You can't do that. It's like, yeah, we can.
I know they
Respawn, they're the one.
I know did they make the first one?
I'm pretty sure they did.
I don't know.
Most companies don't.
Oh, like the only company there's Triac I was thinking of. Never mind.
Okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I reckon they should do that genuinely. But yeah, that's just coming from two like adults, young adults from Australia that have played the game.
It's coming from ex Titanfall 2 players.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I should load it up.
Just-
It's apparently Titanfall 2 has apparently been picking up a bit of steam lately. I played it the other day.
I have to install it again, and that's like 48 gigs that I don't have time for.
It's kind of sad because I'm playing it and I see people that I used to play with like a year or two ago, and
What,
like
from COG?
they're all like Gen 90 or whatever. I'm like, oh,
Oof.
that's cool. Still
Yo,
using
throwback
Ronins.
Throwback to the COG meetup, like back
Yeah.
when we were in grade 12. All right, I'll have to explain this. So when John and I were still in high school, like we were in grade 12, I got held back a year for medical reasons. So I was 18 and we got offered to go to a meetup in the city. And so we caught the train in and we met up, and it was a bar, laser tag, and bowling alley. It was a great time. John had known these guys for how long? Like before we met in?
A year or two.
Yeah. And I had known them for about a month and a half. So it was a bit awkward. But it was good. Laser tag was fun. I regret wearing long jeans.
They should update the laser tag so that there's wall running and double jumping.
they give you these exosuits and you can actually wall run and double jump. But no, laser tag was fun. I said, oh no, I'm not gonna drink. I gotta drive when we get back into town. But we were gonna be there for a bit, and one of the guys was like, oh, have a drink, go on. And I was like, all right, I'll have one drink. And it was fine because by the time I got back into town, I was completely sober. So please don't call the cops. I don't want to get in jail. Anyway, so we were bowling for a bit, and we got a photo taken at the outside the place. And when we got back into town, they posted the photo, and we saw a guy there, and I'm assuming it was a guy. They had pink hair, and me and John. That car just did a fat skid. Oh, no, there's more. Okay, sorry. That just happened. Okay. So yeah, there was this guy, I'm assuming guy, but we couldn't tell. And me and John spent, I think it was like nearly an hour and a half debating whether or not this person, or who this person was for a start, and whether or not they were a guy or not.
Because I've known them all, I knew them all for ages, but I didn't know what any of them looked like, so it's kind of a guessing game. And
Who's who?
I am pitiful when it comes to names. So I'm like, I know everyone's screen names, but I don't know name to face. So it's like, oh hey, you, how's it going? Yeah.
But yeah, no, like I'm surprised you remember my name. Like,
I'm surprised Zara know my own name, to be honest. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good times.
Well, yeah, no, it was a great time down there. I will admit, it was a lot of fun.
I was thinking just before the meetup, we should get. I don't know. For the past couple of days, I just had this urge to just save a bit, and then buy a hotel room for a night or two. Just go into the city and stay there for a night or two.
Dude, how about this? All right.
And what I was.
You reminded me of when you win and when you
healthcare. So what I was thinking of is
that's all, folks.
What I was thinking is we could do a offline podcast. We get like Toby up or someone.
We could, or Toby, yeah. Well, for the offline podcast,
or
we
Reese.
can include. We can get Reese. We can get Toby. We can get a few of the guys from D&D. So that way it just adds more people into it.
I'm
So that way we
thinking.
have more people to.
I'm thinking we should have the offline podcast be friends that we
People
have
we know,
close.
Yeah, like IRL.
So-
yeah.
Reese and Brock and all that. Like have them on the
Yeah.
IRL. The offline.
I reckon. Yeah,
and then have
I
Toby
reckon-
and None and all that be on the Discord one.
Well, Toby is close. Like he can.
Yeah.
He's the one that can switch between the two. I reckon. He's actually got to. I think he's got to give me details on a day where we jump on his podcast. But anyway, what we should do is I reckon we should find a date probably, I reckon not during school holidays, but in the next term kind of thing, we should try and find a weekend where we can book a hotel and get people up there and do a weekend where we do the offline podcast, and we do it in the hotel room, and we can set it up, and it would be a good laugh.
And you get more mics.
And then we can, we have to get more mics. I can bring mine, and I'm pretty sure Reese can bring his and stuff like that.
Well, my current plan is to buy 2 more of those stage mics that I have.
Yeah.
And then either buy another 2 and the adapter, so I can either record 4 or 6 with the recorder that I have.
Yeah.
I'm thinking limiting it to 4, because if you have 6, it might be a bit much. But yeah, doing that. So it might just be a limited of 4 people on. Although I should probably do it anyway and buy it so I could do 6, so we could do a big mega one eventually. But what I'm looking at is I found these mic arms that I want to get, which they clamp onto the side of a desk like normal, but they're just a pole with a pivoting pole on top of that the mic sits on. So it's a very small, compact thing. Which could be easily transported. And instead of having an arm that wants to just extend with the springs and everything, it's like a mic stand that I have, but it clips onto a desk. Yeah. I found that one of those, and I'm looking at buying one of those for each of the mics so that I can have a more permanent-ish sort of setup that's a bit more just better. Because the mic stands that I have aren't really good for sitting. Just because...
No.
Yeah.
But what I was saying before is I reckon we should go into the city, get a hotel, chill in the city, go around during the day and get some footage, like vlog, get stuff like that, so that way we can, during the podcast, or even just make a behind the scenes and then include that into the podcast, not the podcast, the vlog. But what we should do as well is the first night we go in, we need to take you to the valley, because you've never been to the valley, and we need to get you hammered, which will cost us like $30. And
I mean, you're not wrong, but
and then we got to try and remember it, and then talk about that on the podcast the next day, so that way we can do it before and after John gets wasted.
So, well, I mean, don't let me sleep for a day, and it's basically exact same effect, but. There's a podcast of you know the Cold Ones?
Yeah.
Cold Ones podcast. They did an episode the other day with I forgot, I can't pronounce her name. You know the 2 brothers that do the Australian videos, where they're the funny like Fadbren brothers?
I think I know who you're talking about, but at the same time I'm a little lost. But anyway, keep going.
So they're like, I think they're our age. I hope they're our age. But
I would hope.
So yeah, they were on the podcast, which surprised me because they're like these quiet like kids, and they're on this podcast with Anything for Views and Max Mofo. It's like, I think it's Max Mofo. I don't know. And it's like, okay. And throughout the podcast, they drink grog out of a crock. I think that's what it is, grog out of a crock. I don't know. You know where you drink out of like the wooden shoe?
Oh, yeah.
They do that on the podcast. And then before the podcast, they went, they drank around town. And I'm like...
That is pretty sick.
I don't know. I thought it was funny and interesting that they would be on the podcast.
But
I wouldn't see them on it.
I reckon we should do half of a podcast, right? So we'll do like what we did that day, where we went, what we did, what we recorded, if we did anything interesting, yada yada yada, and then we'll be like, so this is the first half. Next half, we will be going into the aftermath of Wasted John, and we do that the next day. After you're recovering from a massive hangover, because I'm not gonna make you go easy on it, and it'll be a great night. And if we take Reese with us,
if we take Reese with us, that will Yeah.
I mean, Reese will probably want to bring his missus, and I'm fine with that. But like it just depends on who we bring and who we go out for. But we need to organize that, and this sounds like a fucking great idea.
Yeah.
Like I'm
New
actually
Year's
like
was fun.
120% down.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's something we should do. We've been recording for 50 minutes almost.
Yeah. You know what we should also do?
What should we also do?
PAX.
Oh yes, we should talk about PAX. Are we gonna go to PAX or are we gonna go to New Zealand? Because I think so far the only ones that are going is us.
What's the New Zealand one?
So Toby is going to New Zealand for a week or so, and I think we're going to Auckland, and we're going to a snowy mountain and skiing and stuff like that. But we're also traveling just around New Zealand. So that like that's what Toby's doing. But because no one else is going to PAX, I thought we might tag along with him, and we can travel around New Zealand for a week or two, and then come back and then plan PAX for the following year. So that way, because I don't think Mitchell will be able to go. Barbie and all that aren't free, and yeah, no one else is dead set on it. So we can always do it for next year when we've got a lot more money behind us and we can pay for it a lot in advance.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's what I think.
Okay. Unless the podcast just takes off, and then we have other people that join that we could go with. I don't know. But yeah.
No, we'll figure something out.
Speaking of taking off and stuff, I don't know if I told you this before, but I want to put a shipping container in my backyard.
You did. You were trying to figure out the measurements, and your Siri didn't let you do it, and mine did because my Siri likes it.
Was that earlier today?
Yes, it was earlier today.
I was meant to do that for the podcast. Like earlier when I said I wanted to say something, but I don't know if I should leave it for the podcast. You're like, oh, leave it for the podcast. But no.
And you ended up telling me anyway, and I didn't even realize.
See, that's just how shot my memory is.
You're like Dory.
Yeah.
You're like the male Dory.
Well,
how long do we want this podcast to be?
I don't know. I should probably end it in a sec. Anyway, so you know about the shipping container. These guys don't. So, it probably sounds weird, but I want a shipping container.
Trust me, I know how you're all feeling. I felt the exact same way. Like, why the fuck would you want a shipping container in your backyard? I mean, I've got one in my backyard, but I've got an acre. So, I mean...
Yeah, well, I want mine in my backyard and put my studio in it. What I want to do is I want to buy it, put it in the backyard, and then I want to line the inside with like normal like walls, and then put acoustic panels around, not the foam panels, not the foam spiky ones. It's more of like the dense foam panels. Put them around to help deaden the sound and echo, as well as bass traps. I learnt about bass traps the other day, and my God, they change the sound of a room so much. I'm definitely adding them. And then they're like spiked. They're like the really thick spiky foam that goes in the corner of a room, and they increase the bass of the room and make everything sound a lot more better than before.
A lot more better.
A lot more better. A lot more better.
Your English is a lot. English is a lot more better.
Yes, I.
Okay,
anyway,
let's keep going.
So I want to do that, and then at one end of it, I'll have my desk with my setup and everything. Then at the other end, I'll have like the couches and that for the podcast setup, and then and have all that set up so I can just hit record whenever and we can all go. I'll put a door on the side of it so that I walk in there.
He's not going to use the big doors at either end. He's going to put a door in the side. Yeah. Which I don't think you can do in a rental.
No. It's in the shipping container. I'm buying a shipping container.
Well, you said earlier that you were going to rent it.
No. Never said I was going to rent it. I said I was
going to... did. You said you
I
were
might have been
looking at
talking about
renting
how
one.
I'm currently in a rental property and it might be difficult.
No. You said that you were planning on
Either
renting
way,
because
I'm
you
going
were
to
getting a
buying it.
quote for a rent.
No, oh
Okay,
yeah,
that
yeah.
makes more sense.
I was
Okay, well,
complaining that I was,
anyway.
so I was looking for one, alright? I was looking online to try and find the shipping container. You know how hard, like, all of the sites that you go to buy a shipping container, like, oh, want a quote, you want a quote, you want a quote. I'm like, I don't want a quote. Just tell me the fucking price of it. And they're like, oh, you want a quote or you want to rent it? And then I complained, like, I don't want to rent it. I want to buy it. And I don't want a quote. I want a price.
Well, you said to me earlier that you were looking at renting it. Now I know that you're wanting to buy it. I understand that a lot
I
more
want
now.
to buy it. And then, yeah. But yeah, and then back on topic-ish. What I want to do is I want to put rolls along the top. So I can have a green screen roll, a blue screen roll, like a white screen and a black screen roll. So what I can do is I can just reach up and then pull down a roll and have a green screen, and then
That's
put it
not
up
bad.
and then
That's not a
pull
bad
down and
idea.
get a blue screen or whatever. So I can have a good background for video.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then
Yeah,
the
about
other
another. Oh, you go.
the other issue as well is getting power out to it, because
Yeah.
there's no real way to get power to it, because where we are, it'd be
Australia.
well, because we're in a rental, it'd be difficult because we can't just put a hole in the wall and be like, oh, hey, power, because I'd be running my whole computer setup and everything off of the one power cable, which would need to be a higher voltage, probably. I don't know.
My entire room runs off one outlet.
Same, sort of.
I mean, like, I literally only have one outlet. Like, that's not even a joke. Like, there's like the little white box thing. They normally come with two.
Yeah.
Mine's only got one,
Yeah.
and I've only got one in my room.
Well, I have two in my one white thing. But one of those is my computer, and then the other one is the rest of the room.
Yeah.
Just to
I've got like
spread the load.
I've got power boards. Another conversation that I was having earlier with you, is the idea of getting a rental house. And I think that'd be something to look into. Especially if you can find someone else to do it. That way, you don't have to buy a shipping container yet. Wait until you get your own place first. That way we can set up like the lounge room as the thing. And then that way we can just annoy the shit out of each other every day, and I'd probably just beat you up because that's fun.
I think Brock wants to move out.
Well, we can ask Brock. Because we need a third person, but the hard part is we need someone with a reliable income as well. And I'm not trying to like shoot jabs, but I like, as much as I want to ask Reese and everything, I don't think he's in the position to move out and do stuff like that. So I mean, if we get a 4-bedroom house and we just make a spare bedroom.
Love you, Reese.
I love you, Reese, but it's just one of those things that like, if once he starts earning income and he's interested, he could move in, but he'll have to contribute the same amount as everyone else.
Because how much were you thinking it would cost a week?
Well, a week for rent alone, there was a house that was 4 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, and 1 car garage, and that was a week was 116, and then a fortnight was 232. Wait, yeah, no, I did math. Yeah, which isn't that bad because I pay $260 a fortnight.
Wait, how much was it a week? I wasn't listening.
116.
Okay.
Which is not even double what you have to pay now. Like, yeah. Mine's like 130 a week, but I pay fortnightly just because it's easier. And like, it'd just be something that'd be cool to work into, and like it'd be difficult to work live at first, but it would be a great experience no matter what.
License
like
first.
Yeah, well, that's why I said that I want to look into it for later in the year, like 6 to 9 months. That way, it can be planned. We can organize an area, what our budget looks like, and then we can also start looking at internet providers, electricity, water, and
Yeah.
that's pretty much it. Yeah. But yeah, that's just what I reckon we should do.
Yeah. Because
But
currently,
anyway,
yeah.
but yeah.
What
Anyway,
what I could do is, because I'm going to upgrade my computer eventually, I could put my current computer out in the lounge room so we could have a media PC, but also a VR PC.
yeah. Well,
Because
I
if
mean,
if we have our own rooms where our setups would be, it would mean I wouldn't be able to do VR. Would have
no.
yeah.
I mean, like if you do VR too, we can all just chill out in the lounge room, and then
Yeah.
that saves everyone else money. But what we could do then as well is if Marcus ever came by and he because he's been wanting to play games with us, but he doesn't have a PC, he can always jump on the spare PC, play a few games, and then jet home,
I've
kind
been
of thing.
I've been really tempted to get another desk when I get my new computer and set it up in my room so I have two PCs. The amount of people
Really?
that come over to use my PC for stuff, it's
Oh
like
yeah.
yeah.
But yeah, I reckon we should talk more about this off the podcast. But
Yeah.
yeah. Well, anyway, it's almost been an hour, a minute off an hour. Thanks for coming along to the podcast. It was an experience. It was a good talk. A few rambles for a bit, but overall, I reckon we did all right.
Yeah, we will figure this out as we go along. This is the third podcast we've ever done. Well, actually, no, it's the fourth we've ever done. The third one didn't get released. But yeah, this hopefully we can make this grow and actually take this somewhere.
This will need your support, everyone. So anyone that listens to this, please give this a like, a share.
At least
just tell someone.
Just say H in chat. Just type H. Let us know you're there.
It'll make me feel happy. Make the puppies in China feel better.
Prevent me from crying. But yeah, so this should we do? I'm thinking we should do this a weekly thing.
I reckon we should. What's the date today? Today is a
Tuesday. It's Tuesday.
Okay, it's a Tuesday. I reckon we should do it every Tuesday.
Yeah, and then
Tuesday or Thursday. Tuesday or Thursday.
Yeah, one of those.
Tuesday
days.
and Thursdays will be our record day.
And then the offline, offline. We'll do that sometime.
I reckon that would be more of a rare thing, or like not as regular, but it will replace the online podcast that week.
Yeah, I'm thinking as well when it comes to numbering, we'll number like that. There'll be separate numbering, so it'll be like this is the first randomcast podcast. And then online, and then when we do the randomcast podcast offline, it'll be the first one when we do the next.
Yeah, that's all right. That's a good idea.
So when in the future, people will be like, "Oh yeah, it was this episode of the online or this episode of the offline," instead of saying,
"Yeah, it makes things a lot easier." But yeah. So thanks everyone who gives this a listen. I promise we're not as boring. This is just this is a more of a test drive for the online.
I'm also very tired as well, so
it is almost 10 o'clock as we are recording this, and yeah, it's just been a big day.
It's been a very big week for me. But so yes, we'll be back roughly this time next week. Hopefully, maybe.
We're hoping to get our schedule sorted. Well, anyway, thanks again for coming along to the Randomcast podcast. I'm Gizmo, and with us is Randomcraft.
We wish
you all a good time.
See you then. Bye, Reese.
All right, see ya.